Hey, so you see that I'm celebrating there, motherfuckers. Um, and you might be asking yourselves, but Brett, the title, Raw got a 2.28. What are you celebrating about? Well, let's celebrate mediocrity. It's an accomplishment, something that WWE doesn't have a lot of nowadays. So let's get down with our bad selves and fucking celebrate the fact that, Raw has achieved mediocrity. Guys, I've said this time and time again. For years, they were coasting along on a 3.0 and they weren't doing anything. They tried, they didn't even give any effort to ever try to revolutionize the business. Every couple of years you'd expect that they'd want to do something huge to shake it up. No, it was mediocre Raw after mediocre Raw, the same thing, putting us to sleep. And the viewership would start to wane a little bit. And then it would go back to the 3.0. And then it would wane again. And then, it would go back. And now it's gotten so low. They haven't gotten past this point in a while. They can't even make it past the 2.5 anymore. They're all the way down in the twos. And it won't be long before they go back the other way. That this is just 1 week. They managed to get their head above water. One more point, and it's gonna be a couple of people more watched this week more than last week. Even though I feel like this show was much worse than last week, I felt like this week's show was a fucking clusterfuck to end all clusterfucks. I mean, the simple fact that it was a majority of the show was Stephanie just degrading Teddy Long. That right there, the fact that Stephanie looked tougher than Roman Reigns or Titus O'Neil or Rusev or anybody like that. The thing is, what I don't even understand is that that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for the world fucking title, this big feud with their main star Roman Reigns. And they're not even on the show. And I've been reading, I've been keeping up on my news story because I want to know, where were these motherfuckers? Where were these guys when Raw was on? They had prior commitments. I don't know about any movies or anything like that or any TV shows that they had to fly in for. I'm not seeing any of that. So the only thing that I could think of is that creative is just so lazy and so uncreative that the best thing that they could think to do was to just throw these guys into a video package and slice up the Seth Rollins network special, throw it on Raw, and that was going to be their build-up. And it's this is a huge match for the world title. And you would think that since last week they fucked up so bad, with the whole Seth Rollins pretending to run to the ring bit, you would think that they would try to at least redeem themselves a little bit. But no, they don't even try to redeem themselves. They don't even try a little bit, not even an inkling to at least try to do something decent or passable or even mediocre to promote this match. The best thing they could do is come up with a video package. And I'm not knocking the video package. Like I said, I thought it was a little bit long on the long side, especially the Seth Rollins thing. But if that was the case, and they wanted to show Rollins as a sympathetic figure, why not just have him come back as a face? Or could they just not figure out how to do that? Is Seth Rollins said all the shit that he did in that video package in the middle of the ring, which he pretty much did when he came back. I'm not really understanding this. So Rollins is a heel, We're pretty sure he's a heel, I think, and we're supposed to be sympathetic towards him. So it's like, which one is it? Are we supposed to be sympathetic towards him or not? I thought we were supposed to be rooting for Reigns, even though there's shades of gray with Reigns and he's a tweener at the moment. I thought it would still be kind of a little bit more obvious that Reigns was kind of more the face in this feud, since, Rollins was the one that turned on the Shield. And the thing is, why does my head hurt when it's only wrestling? Why does my head hurt when it's only wrestling? I don't understand. Like I said time and time again, it isn't rocket science. It isn't brain surgery. This is just professional wrestling. It's just fucking WWE. Why is it that I'm having such a hard time understanding just what should be a simple storyline? It's Seth Rollins turning on the group. And, they can't even commit to the fact that Rollins cut a promo saying that, that people were booing him before he left to get the surgery. So, he doesn't want people cheering for him now and being phonies. And, so then why go back and then do a sympathetic video package? Then do this whole thing on the network? If that was the case, then fuck it, just make him a face. If that was the point of the whole thing, is to get sympathetic towards Rollins. I don't even know how to feel when watching a wrestling show. And like I said, why is it this complicated? Why are, TV shows with even more complex plot lines easier to understand? I mean, like I said, for example, one of my favorite shows, Gotham, or The Walking Dead, for example, there's tons more going on in those shows. And somehow, things are more simplified. I never feel like I'm racking my brain trying to figure things out. Like, how could Charlotte come out and they're going back to something they used to do in 2012, having the heel apologize for being too heelish? Oh, I'm sorry for not clarifying myself last week, but I don't really hate my dad. I don't hate him. Charlotte comes out, some fucking people in the YWC were complaining, but I said I enjoyed Charlotte's promo. She was very heelish. To me, like, she got over with me at least. I thought that it was a good promo. I thought she came off as kind of, being like an evil, heelish badass in a way. Kicking her dad to the curb, being heartless. She came off as a heartless bitch, and I liked it. But the thing is, she says that she still wants to spend Christmas with her dad. She still wants to have Thanksgiving with her dad. He's just dead to her professionally. She says, "You're dead to me." But then 2 weeks later, not even last week, but 2 whole weeks pass, and they decide, you know what? Let's change Charlotte's perspective on the situation. Like, a heel is supposed to be remorseless. They're not supposed to feel sorry for what they've done. That's why they're heels. But here you have Charlotte actually apologizing for her actions. I seriously don't know how this show got a 2.28. I really don't know how they managed to do that. I really thought this show was going to be even lower. I honestly did. I wasn't even trying to be funny when I said that during my Raw review. Because, like, really, I don't understand how they could expect people to sit through all this. Who's going to sit through those big, long video packages? Who is going to sit through, like, the Charlotte promo, which just, you're going to be rolling your eyes because she's backpedaling? Who is just going to sit there and accept this? The only reason I could see to turn on this show is to be staring at Dana Brooke's tits. That's about it. Because she's fucking gorgeous. But, I don't see any other reason to watch the show. I really don't. There's nothing else really to get excited about here. I don't see anything. Stephanie McMahon belittling Teddy Long is not exactly my. They flew Teddy Long into this show just so Stephanie can make him look like a fucking idiot. I mean, what a concept. This is what creative comes up with. And it's exactly what Vince Russo said on his show. He said that it's like creative is kissing Stephanie's ass because they're going along with this. Unless Stephanie is making this for herself, these little segments for herself. I mean, it's creative just coinciding with it, whatever it is. I don't know what it is really. But, I mean, every time I look at it, it makes me fucking sick that Stephanie McMahon is like, Shane's on vacation. Well, how convenient. I didn't even talk about that during my Raw review. Shane wasn't even there because he was, quote-unquote, on vacation. So that is why Stephanie was allowed to run roughshod. I thought that Stephanie McMahon was supposed to, be getting along with Shane, but now they're going the other way. So, at first, they were supposed to slit each other's throats. Then they found common ground. And now we're back to Stephanie bullying people and saying that she's going to take over SmackDown. Alright, guys. I can't even talk about this. I feel like my fucking head is going to pop off of my fucking neck. I mean, my head's going to explode if I keep fucking talking about this fucking shit. I mean, it's mind-numbing. This is probably the most retarded shit I have seen from WWE in quite some time. I mean, even when it was at least, goofy back in 2012, at least it made a little bit more sense. I mean, it still didn't really make sense, but it made a lot more sense than what's going on right now. This shit, it's abominable. I mean, it really is. It's abysmal. It's fucking horrible. I can't stand to fucking look at it any longer. All right, motherfuckers. Have a nice fucking day. Ha ha.